Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today this is the second video in the saga of trying to show you things about university, etc. Today I'm going to present to you all the universities I've been accepted to. We're going to talk about all of that today, so if you're ready, let's get right into it. So here you can see a Google Docs where I listed all of the universities I've actually tried to be admitted to. First of all, we're going to look at UCLA. I put University of Manchester, King's College, University of Warwick, and then the University of Bath. So I'm a business student right now and I wanted to enroll in international management in all four schools. So I was accepted at all four of them. So this is the page of UCAS where you can see all my replies. So I was offered a place between the 5th of March at University of Bath to the 24th of April, University of Warwick, King's College, and then University of Manchester. Of the four of them, I'd have preferred King's College because I went in front of the building when I was in London like 4 months ago and I found it beautiful. I then looked up different rankings and saw I was second in management in the UK, and I grew up in the UK for a few years in Manchester actually. That's why I put the University of Manchester too. I found it so inspiring as a building, and then I did a lot of research and found that it was absolutely great. But there was just one thing in all of these English universities that I didn't absolutely adore, which was the partnerships and exchanges. I could only do maybe 1 year of exchange on the 4 years of the program or 3 years of the program, which is already a lot. 1 year going on into another country is absolutely great. But I was looking into going into a different country every year because I absolutely love studying abroad. So I got all four of them. If you have any requests or maybe a video how I did my different offer letters, etc. to get into the schools. Then moving on, we have Canada. I did only one school in Canada, in Montreal. As I said before, I'm French, so it would have been quite a good experience to be able to be talking English and French at HEC in Montreal, which is a 4-year program. It's the equivalent of a BBA, which we call in France. It's a bachelor program, but it's called a BAA with a preparatory year, actually. It was quite a good option, but once again, the partnerships weren't what I expected. And Canada, even though it's an absolutely great country, my parents, for example, want to live there, I don't believe it was the country for me right now, even though HEC is very renowned across the world. Then we have what we call in France Parcoursup, which is the equivalent of UCAS or Common App in the United States. Here I put a lot more different programs, and first I put what I'm now enrolled in, which is EDHEC. EDHEC has 2 campuses in France for BBA programs. So BBA is a Bachelor in Business Administration, which is a 4-year program. So in Nice and in Lille. Lille is in the north of France and Nice is at the south of France. I tried 5 different tracks. The French track at Nice and in Lille, the English track in Lille and in Nice, and then lastly there's a program that's a little bit apart, but I was lucky enough to actually get in. So that is a program where I'm going to be in Nice, in France. In second year I'm going to be in UCLA, in Los Angeles, and then in third or fourth year I'm going to be in Nanyang University, which is in Singapore. Singapore is just under Malaysia, next to Indonesia, Philippines, etc. So I'm absolutely delighted to go there, and I'm going to be documenting all of that with you across the way. But this is a video to present to you what I did, and if any of you just want a request about one school, I might do an entire video on one school. But then moving on, I did what they call Concours Sésame. So Sésame is a test where we're, I think, 12,000 students trying to get into business schools, where there are 17 different business schools in that test. There are schools that are better than others. The best in all that is HEC, so that's the one I wanted to get into. I believe I might find my results. Let's see all of that. Okay, that's it. So you can see my different grades. In English, I had 20 at the written exam, then this is out of 20. If you're not familiar with the French notation system, that's that. The grading system is always out of 20. So that was 20 out of 20. 14.5 out of 20 in German. This is all about learning how to use computers and knowledge about what happens in the tech world. It's all about technological advancements and technology. So that was 18 out of 20. Mathematics, but I had 14.92 in maths, and then 16 in French. And then this is all about general knowledge, so knowing what's happening in the world right now, etc. etc. We had about 40 questions, and all that was about 4 or 5 hours, I believe. And then I actually tried to get into OM Lyon, which is a business school in Lyon, but then HEC, which was in Cergy, which is next to Paris, in Singapore, which is in Singapore, and then Rabat, which is in Morocco. And then I did Neoma also, which is another school which is in Rouen, Reims, and in Paris. But I only went to HEC's oral admissions because I believed, and it's statistically in rankings, the best BBA in France. So I obtained an 18.5 out of 20 for that, and then 19 in the other oral, which was an English one. It was an absolutely great experience going to Cergy, so next to Paris. First you take the test, which is the Concours Sésame, then you're admitted for the oral exams, and when you do those oral exams, you may or not be admitted and enrolled into the program. So it was a really big dilemma in my brain about going or to a SEC or to a DEC, which are first and second BBAs in France, and I finally chose a DEC, which is second, but as I was admitted in a global business BBA program, I thought it might be better for me to go there. Admissible in French means you can be admitted, and that means you just need to do the oral exams before getting into the school. So I had all the schools I actually asked for, which were for me the 3 best out of the Concours Sésame. Now moving on, I did what they call a preparatory class. It was a sort of boarding school where you could sleep. There were dormitories in the school. I was accepted to the school, but not to the dormitories. So I couldn't go to that school, which was HEC, which is one of the best preparatory classes in France. But I don't believe I had a good enough level to actually go there. But even though they admitted me. And then last but not least, there is what they call ESCP, which is a Bachelor in Management. So it looks more like an English version of the BBA. It's a 3-year program, in contrast to the others, which were 4-year programs, other BBAs. And this had the unique, ESCP had the unique experience of going to 3 different countries in 3 different years. 1 year in France, for example, another in Madrid, or in Germany, or in Italy. There were a lot of different cities in which ESCP was implanted. And that's that. So I had all of my wishes except Henry IV, because I couldn't go to that boarding school. So if we look at Parcoursup, I only chose one particular program, which was EDEC Nice, Parcours Global Business, Nice, USA, Singapore. So I'm very happy to be going there in 1 week. I'm going to see you there. See you very, very soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.